Hello and welcome to the show. Why don't we start with a song? Because today is very exciting. You know her well because she is the gin to the stars. Dr. Jennifer Hayes has joined us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So happy to be here, Sharon. I'm Dr. Whisperer. I came right over.
So we have been laughing before the show for a good 20 minutes.
At least.
So we're going to do our best to try and be somewhat serious, but most likely we'll just be us. How's that sound? Perfect.
I think it's very genuine and authentic.
I think that's how we roll. So Dr. Jennifer Hayes and I have known each other for some time, way back when you were in a very large practice. I'm going to tell my little
15.
Yeah. So my little foundation story to get everybody excited about who you are today, because who I am today and who you are today is not who we were before, which is the best thing about evolving. I remember when you left this practice and you went out on your own, and I remember somebody giving me a tour in the office of how many walls that you broke down, like you were just, because it was growing and growing. And everybody, of course, said that you're crazy to leave. And then you left. And then how many years later?
12.
12. So now you are amazing. You always were. But you get to really, really do what you love, which is, it shows in everything that you do. So Dr. Jennifer Hayes is going to talk about what she does, because she would absolutely say it better than I would. So why don't you let the audience know what it is you actually do?
I'm a gynecologist and I'm a cosmetic gynecologist. So the part of the gynecologist I take, and I do love to nurture. So when I'm in the office, I think I lift others, I lift myself up while I'm lifting others up. I want to inspire everyone and I want them to, that energy is circular. And so I like to help women feel their most vibrant. I want to help them be healthy and happy in the nether regions. I want us to be able to be hormonally balanced and even in the worst of times and the best of times. I want to help people have the aesthetic look that they want as they see for themselves in their intimate areas. I want to help them have the sex life they want. And that covers everything from desire to orgasm to how is it that my body stays comfortable for me all the time.
Oh my goodness. Do I love talking about like sex so early in the morning with the doctor. This is the best way to start the day. So let me tell everybody.
Airing at 5:30, so it'll be happy hour, right?
Right. Everybody will be ready for it by then. Exactly. So I love Dr. Hayes so much that my mother has worked there. So that's my standard. When somebody asks me, what do you know about Dr. Hayes? It's always the standard answer. Well, I love her and respect her so much that my mom works there. And that's usually enough, because if you know me, you know I wouldn't put my mother somewhere that would put her in harm's way. But also,
we have and we have a cohesive office that has a great vibe and a great energy. So when people come in, even when your mom came in originally, you come in, it feels good. And if you're not, most people are nice, even if they're scared and acting mean, they're usually nice in their core. If someone really isn't, they don't even like it there. And it's nice, because I want to put myself out to being as sweet and healing and nurturing as I can. And that, again, like we said, it comes back in around.
Yes. And growing up in an Irish Catholic family, the fact that my mother is saying vagina now freely.
Probably barely bats an eye now.
I'm just, so now I say it to her. I'm like, were you guys, working on vaginas today? So I love it. It is, and my God, there's no greater advocate for your office than my mom, especially just because of the synergy of the ladies, not only that work there, but that come there. So why don't you tell everybody about how it's been for your staff and the practice?
Well, as COVID started, as COVID started building, of course, we're blessed to be busy and full on, and it became apparent that we all needed to lay low for a little while and try to let this virus pass and not have our community become a hot spot. So we did stop seeing patients after the 12th of March. No, 13th. So it was the 16th was a Monday. And like the rest of everyone around us, maybe we were a few days ahead of everybody, but we saw the writing on the wall, and I thought this is just going to be better to simmer down a little bit. So we stayed hunkered down for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then and the staff was I kept a core of 3 people that really are the nuts and bolts every day, and there. You know, your mom, she was in a high-risk group where she needed to go home.
Yes, and so she's happy to be home.
Good. And the Marie, and Jessica, my core staff, they were absolutely amazing. They were more energetic than even I was. And Jessica wanted to be able to help talk to women when they were in their upsettedness. It would help her upsettedness. And she has been on the phones from 9 to 2 every day this entire of Monday through Friday during Coronaville. And I was so grateful that she wanted to do that. It helped her. It helped every patient who was upset, wondering about their hormones, wondering about their surgical procedure. You know, it's like, it didn't matter whether we had planned for an appointment that afternoon or we had planned for a labiaplasty or vaginal rejuvenation the following week. It was heartbreaking for everybody to cancel their entire lives, just like it was heartbreaking for us not to see everybody.
Yeah.
I think, you know, so the girls have continued to help everyone. Well, I did. After 2 weeks, we did start virtual visits. And I had told you, I thought it would just be to help a few people to get through a rough time. As it turns out.
She's a doctor, everybody.
Yeah, sorry, doctor thing called.
Doctor alert.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor phone alert. Look, she even has a doctor face on.
It is. It's a long.
Yeah, doctor alert on the show. Real time.
It never happens now, but when you think it's not going to happen, it happens.
Well, always, of course, and that's the whole piece of being a physician. You know, you actually don't have an opportunity not to be on all the time. Although some people might think, you know, you guys have a money tree hanging out in the backyard, you don't really work so hard for it. But that's not the case, because right in the middle of a show, a patient could send something, or a hospital. And
yep, it's someone that just had surgery yesterday. And speaking of that, we just had surgery for the first time yesterday. Ta-da!
Back, right?
Yep. So we came back. We have a real. You were going to ask me about it, and we did come back to surgery. We waited and let everybody else start first, so to be extra safe.
I love that.
And then he just finished that one other doctor thing. And while we were,
I love it. This is a first, everybody.
So
this is what happens when you have a robotic surgeon on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
And so the when we started back visits, initially it was first virtual consults, and everyone wanted to have hormone visits, consults about labiaplasties, vaginal rejuvenation, and it was wonderful. I was really pleased that I think of GYN as a contact sport and that we can't do anything without a visit. But in truth, we could talk a lot, and a lot of it, as long as we were on FaceTime or Duo, it was just amazing. just like we were there visiting. So it ended up being an awesome way for people to make moves on what they wanted and get peace with where they were at and make plans for what was going to happen in the future. As we started visits, and we've continued this, we're going to continue this through the end of May, and we think probably June, that we have everything set up so that we have 4 exam rooms. We have PPE for all of us. We ask our patients to wear a mask in, and Jessica checks when they get to the office. They call in to us. We come out, and at the door we get their temperature. One person comes into the office at a time. We get welcome right into the room. We get to have our visit and then let them leave. And when that is hygienically cleaned down, and the rooms are used one after the other for one patient.
Love it.
Yeah, and it has been, as far as scheduling and payment, Jessica calls them the day before, we call them out after, so there's no having to have any interchange right now. And as far as them needing to touch anything, us needing to touch anything of theirs, and we get to have a very focused visit, and it's been, everyone feels really safe. I think nobody wants to wear a mask. Yesterday when we were in surgery, the whole staff and I, we go, this is the only place it feels normal to wear a mask.
Right.
Like, doesn't it feel normal right now?
Oh, that's so funny. I never even thought of that. That's so great. And where are you doing your surgeries?
The surgeries I had yesterday were at Carillon Outpatient Center, and most of the procedures I do at this point in time are Carillon or the office, and we will start office procedures this coming week. So I do almost all my labiaplasties, perineorrhaphies, anything helping on the outside, all of that, majoroplasty, clitoroplasty. I know those are big, long words, but you're catching bits of it. And so we do all those in the office, painless, awake, and restful.
Love that.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't go to the hospital very much anymore. I do go for robotic hysterectomies, and did one right as everything was shutting down. And the patient was so happy that she got in under the wire. I'm like, you can cancel because things are getting weird and you will stay in the hospital overnight. We can do this after. She's like, oh no. Now. She's like, yeah, got in under the wire. Ha ha.
So you have, and I'm telling you, like, there's nobody that I meet today when they find that we know each other, they just go on and on about how great you are as a physician, but also just as a person, and fun and lighthearted, and you have this really great sense of self. And I've been able to watch that on social media throughout COVID-19. You've really had this real sense of fun and introspection. So why don't you tell everybody about what that was like?
Yeah, this, I think even though it's been scary for everybody to say, I don't know where this enemy is, we can't see it, it's, camouflaged around with regular people. I felt like, I work every day. I've worked day and night for many years. And I thought, I have never had this amount of time where I wasn't supposed to be somewhere. This is going to end soon. Let me appreciate this, be here present every day. I know, because I was watching you on social media, that both of us have tried to be really gentle with ourselves, but enjoy every day and push it to say, let me be in it. I'm fortunate enough to have a house that has a water's edge on the bayou, and I had friends bring over kayaks. I didn't have a kayak. I had my neighbor during this time give me a paddleboard, and I worked out one time a week, and I've been able to continue that. My trainer, who you interviewed, Sierra Bender, she and I are, and as this was all shutting down, my neighbor has a very large deck, and we've been able to continue workouts. My stepdaughter, Sarah, is a chef. She's been here from New York for 8 weeks, and she works out. She used to be a yoga instructor. She works out 2 hours a day here in the house. And so it's kind of hard not to want to work out a little more. If nothing else, you get shamed into it, Oh, I'm being a slacker. So I work out about 3 times as much as I used to. I have put so many miles on my bicycle. I have a couple scooters and I ride those around. Sarah's dog Simon is here with us, and I haven't had a dog for a while, so now I have to take him on a couple walks a day. I garden a lot, and so the gardening has been
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but like you said, it's like I realize a lot of what I do in my life is editing. You know, like when I go into the pelvis, let me just very gently help this endometriosis out so everything can be healthier and happier. If someone wants something even cosmetic, let me see what they see and then help create that for them. Just edit out what they don't want. Yeah. So I realize I like to create vignettes and things that go into harmony together. So I have literally done that all over the yard that I edit out. Let me just take those little weeds or something here that's not happy doing it and then bring everybody together so they show off each other. So they're loving all the TLC they've been getting.
Yeah. Well, it shows, you know, I mean, I think that especially through a mental health month, which it should be actually every month, and mental wellness and, you know, the timing for Global Wellness Day coming up in June couldn't be better for because we have really taken an opportunity to look inwards. And as a result, even though it's such a horrible time and we've lost so many people and things are a little different with the mask thing, and the social distancing, to see Mother Earth, you know, kind of come to life. I've never seen so many happy butterflies in my life.
You know, I don't want to be miss out on. We've all had a tremendous amount of grief.
Of course.
I've had several friends, and my aunt has been in and out of hospital and rehabs, and has had COVID and has been at the brink. And I think it has helped me as well as everyone. If you didn't shut down, then you realize this is a day that I might not have many of. Let me appreciate this.
Yes, a greater appreciation of literally everything that we have.
Yes. I was in my shower this morning and I was thinking, gosh, I get to have hot water and run it through my hair until everything rinses out. I'm so grateful to live in this country in this day and time, because most people haven't had access to water, clean water, hot water, or something that came into somewhere they even lived.
Yes.
You know, so I know it sounds trite, but it does ultimately add so much to my day. And I'm so grateful to have started the process of going deep a long time ago and to value it and value what other people can help me see about gratitude.
Yeah, introspection prior to COVID-19 has been a gift that just keeps on giving, right?
Absolutely.
So I've been able to even watch you, like, it was like a metamorphosis. It's like, you know, you a caterpillar, you're always so bright and shiny, but this butterfly of, you know, health and working out and vibrance and fun, and it's all been so wonderful to watch, because you have certainly set the bar for a lot of not just physicians, dare I say for women, who are daring to be greater.
Yeah. I feel like as I pull myself out and I live what I speak,
yes,
the women that want to come to me for care, they don't want to just white knuckle and barely get by. Even if they are in that moment, they desire more depth, more happiness, more joie de vivre, carpe diem. I'm a carpe diem kind of person, so I draw that person in who I take care of. It's, you know, I want to, because I cover gynecology, you know, I love being hormonally balanced. And you and I talk, I have a very large pellet practice because, you know, hormone pellets were discovered in the 1930s, but not in a single textbook I ever read, and not to our generation. And yet, and there's not one thing that's right for everyone, but it's very smooth, 4 months and around the clock, 24 hours makes such a difference. I never ever knew that could make a difference. So it's been something that we have visits about, and when it's not like I wanted to convert back to a cream or a pill because it didn't give near the results for myself or the majority of women. So as we started back up, just in April, just those the couple weeks in April that we were open, last 2 weeks, we did 51 pellet patients.
Wow.
We were just trying to make sure that everyone that was falling off of their hormone evenness, that we could get everyone as hormonally even and balanced in a really uneven, unbalanced time possible.
I love how that sounds.
Yeah. It's been awesome. I mean, it's like, yahoo, we can get our bellies again.
Yay. So, and I love that you are, dedicated to making women feel more comfortable talking about sex and pleasure and orgasm and all of the things I know growing up.
And even occasionally vagina.
Well, my best friend Wendy, she was on the show. You can imagine, I had to mute her at once.
She says that a lot more than me. You probably muted her a few times.
But we love her. We love her.
Yes!
So much. She spent the day with you. Oh my God. I was like, this is going to be
great.
It was great. And she has such a passion too, and a love of speaking about it, and really being friends with Wendy and growing up where I grew up, having somebody have a pin that says I love vagina,
just say that's Wendy wearing that,
Right, that's Wendy wearing that. Right, exactly. But it really is. I mean, there should be a freedom in how we feel. I know Sierra Bender also talks about that a lot. Like, be proud of, and confident of your sexuality, and you draw that out in a lot of women, and I so appreciate.
I had my own journey. I grew up in a very loving but stoic household, and I went to Keswick Christian grade school and high school, in the Methodist college, and sexuality wasn't really something that was encouraged.
Right. No.
So for me to be a cosmetic gynecologist at this time in my life, kind of took a lot of therapy, and saying there is no shame in us and our sexuality and our bodies. And I had to learn that down to my core for us all to live into that, and to be a nurturer for that with my patients. I've worked, I think as women, we take on shame really fast and easy. And then trying to flick it off is like trying to flick off super glue.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm really, it's really important for me to be a stand for women without shame, and to step away from the things that make us step away from our true self-expression and from our true joy.
Amen.
Yeah.
There's literally no better way for us to end this episode. So I'm going to, because I selfishly want to just talk to you for another 2 hours or so, but we will do dinner. But I thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us, and for everything that you do for our women in the community, for helping women rise up, not just women, men too, but for women, it's really kind of beautiful.
I do have a small cachet of visionary men that I take care of now. And I thank you for encouraging me. I love talking with you always. It's easy peasy to talk with you on Zoom, because it's just like we're hanging out together. And
yes, thank you. Yeah, it is. And I wish we were, but we will be soon.
And I always know the patients that need to see me, they find me, and that's who's supposed to see me, and who I'm supposed to see, who I'm supposed to meet, and who they're going to have. Every single person that comes into my office has something that they give to me as well, that I learn, that I appreciate. It is, so you help the women that would have benefit from my nurturing and passion see me. So thank you.
Oh, please. I take that in. I take that in, and I accept it. You're welcome. And I thank you for all you do, especially that lovely Irish lady around the corner. So, namaste, my friend. We will be in touch. Thank you for joining us today, and keep keep doing the amazing work that you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah.
So don't forget, if you mention that you have seen the show or listened to the podcast, Thai Technology, 3 months for free.